This is first edition of Poland Daily News at 2022. So welcome to the new year and let us start our show. My name is Aleksander Wierzejski. Welcome. Polish President Andrzej Duda has delivered his traditional New Year's address. The president touched upon topics such as the pandemic, the migration crisis with Belarus and the rising inflation.
Drodzy rodacy, szanowni państwo.
Dear compatriots, ladies and gentlemen, the outgoing year 2021 has posed many challenges for us. It was yet another year of our struggle with the coronavirus pandemic, which gravely affected our everyday life and changed our lifestyle. But most of all, the pandemic, which weighed heavily on people's health here in Poland and took the tolls of lives of many. In Poland, as in many other European countries, there are still new infections, and still many people end up in hospitals. From the bottom of my heart, I thank the thousands of doctors, nurses and paramedics who are also at this moment fighting for the health and life of many of our compatriots. Thank you for your enormous effort and dedication.
Szanowni państwo,
ladies and gentlemen, the coronavirus pandemic poses also an immense challenge to our economy. Good decisions and swift measures helped us to preserve jobs. The unemployment level is in Poland at its lowest level since a long time. The Polish economy rebounds quickly and recovered its dynamics. We continue with large-scale infrastructure projects. This is good news. But the long-term effects of a pandemic include rising inflation. The entire world is struggling with an unprecedented, for many years, increase in prices. This is also one of the main preoccupations of Polish families. That is why I signed the law which reduced excise duty on electricity and fuels, and I expect the government and the parliament to take further actions to effectively protect the wallets of the Polish people. Ladies and gentlemen, over the past year, Poland has become the target of a hybrid attack directed by the regime of Alexander Lukashenko. Thanks to our quick and decisive reaction, but first and foremost, thanks to the dedication of thousands of border guard officers, soldiers, policemen and members of other services, including firefighters, we have passed the test as a state and as citizens. We showed our determination in defending our border with Belarus, and we proved that we can effectively take care of our security, but also of the security of the European community.
Nadchodzący rok 2022.
The forthcoming year 2022 will certainly be likewise full of challenges, but it is my profound belief that we will come to grips with them. Not once have we proved as Poland and Polish people that we can rise to even the greatest challenges. On this unique day, I wish to extend you my heartfelt wishes. Despite different mindsets and things that divide us, despite high emotions, may we still show our ability to talk to one another, to shake hands with each other, smile and smile back.
Bądźmy dla siebie życzliwi i wyrozumiali.
Let us show kindness and mutual understanding. Let us recall that what unites us, the Polish people, is more enduring and stronger than what divides us. A Happy New Year to you all.
Wszystkim państwu życzę szczęśliwego nowego roku.
Speaking to the French nation on New Year's Eve, President Emmanuel Macron said the next few weeks would be difficult as the country registered a record high 232,000 new COVID-19 cases over the last 24 hours. Italy and Great Britain also recorded record high daily new cases on the last day of the year.
President Macron stated in his New Year's Eve address that France has a couple of difficult weeks ahead of it as COVID cases are surging. The coming weeks will be tough, we all know that. The virus is circulating and will do so more and more. New infections over the last 24 hours were above 200,000 for the third day running, making France one of the epicenters as a wave of infection linked to the Omicron variant sweeps across Europe. President Macron also stated France was in a better place to face the coronavirus pandemic than a year ago, thanks to those who got vaccinated, and urged the others to get their COVID-19 shots as soon as possible. But compared to the same time last year, when the pressure was much stronger, we now have the vaccine as a weapon, and what we've learned from our collective experience, and so these are the real reasons for hope. Infections in France, one of the countries carrying out widespread testing, stood well above the tally recorded in Italy and Britain, which also reported new records on Friday, with 145,000 and 106,000 cases respectively.
The Polish border guard has announced that today recorded 44 illegal attempts at crossing into Poland from Belarus on the last day of 2021. While the pressure on Poland's eastern border has been decreasing in recent weeks, more and more migrants are arriving in southern Europe. Today, a German NGO vessel arrived in Sicily with 440 African migrants.
The German charity vessel Sea-Watch 3, carrying hundreds of migrants rescued at sea, disembarked in the Italian port of Pozzallo in Sicily today. Those on board, mostly from Africa, were picked up late last week in 5 separate operations. They include around 200 miners, most of them unaccompanied, a Sea-Watch spokesperson said. On Christmas Day, the ship's crew members picked up 257 migrants from overcrowded wooden boats in the area of operation in international waters just off the Libyan coast. In the early morning of Christmas Eve, the vessel picked up another 93 people, including numerous unaccompanied miners from a double-decker wooden boat in distress in international waters south of the Italian island of Lampedusa. 6 migrants on Monday were evacuated from the ship on medical grounds and transferred to Sicily. Almost 70,000 migrants have disembarked in Italy this year, according to Interior Ministry data. The number is up from 34,000 in the same period in 2020.
A massive wildfire has swept through the state of Colorado, with more than 1,000 homes destroyed by the flames. Officials said that the event is very unusual, as wildfires normally don't appear at this time of the year.
Colorado officials said that it was miraculous that no deaths were reported in an unprecedented urban wildfire that moved at breakneck speeds across towns north of Denver, destroying upwards of 1,000 homes. The origin of the wildfires was not confirmed, but was suspected to be power lines, officials said. The fire was driven by wind gusts of 105 miles per hour, which caused flames to leap over highways and entire neighborhoods. The winds created what authorities called a mosaic burn pattern that saw untouched homes standing next to those left in ashes. The blaze swept through 6,000 acres in just a couple of hours, destroyed at least 500 homes, and may have burned down up to 1,000.
Overnight, firefighters continued mitigation efforts. Good news, we still have no reports of casualties or fatalities. The one missing person we had last night has been accounted for and is well. So that's awesome news, and actually, I think, given the events that we had yesterday, pretty miraculous.
6 people were treated for injuries, and the blaze is largely contained with just a few smoldering points left. Police said an entire subdivision of 370 homes went up in flames west of Superior, and 210 dwellings were lost in the Old Town area of Superior, along with additional residences in the area. Property losses also include a shopping center and a hotel in Superior.
That's the news. I hope you will join us tomorrow in the second day of 2022.